Here with Myles Garrett, and I know you joked about it. The guys now call you Unc. They call you OG. We'll just call you Defensive Player of the Year.
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good to you? With that Defensive Player of the Year, you're a guy that obviously teams target, right? And that target only gets better when you have that moniker to your name now. How do you look at how teams are going to attack the Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm only going to draw more attention, and that allows me to, make plays in different situations, gives me a little bit more creativity as far as my imagination, how to split those double teams, chips, triple teams. It makes me think on the fly and helps develop me more as a player because they also offer it here at practice, trying to get me ready for it. But also opens up opportunities for all the other guys to make plays for themselves. And, we have so many playmakers across the board, and we want to allow them to shine. And I'm happy that they're getting those one-on-ones or those opportunities, and they can really be successful.
Talk to me about those other playmakers because obviously, Myles, this is a vaunted defense, the number one defense a season ago, but every year there's things you can improve on. So you look at this iteration of this defense, where do you guys want to get better this year?
Red zone defense and defense when we're playing away. I mean, when we were at home, we were the best defense in the league. We weren't away, we were probably middle of the pack, and it was just inconsistency. We played well, in some places, especially in the division. Then we went, out of division, especially on the West Coast, and we didn't play as well. We got outside of ourselves, and we had a lot of busts, and we weren't executing as we should, and how we've shown we can. So we want to improve there. And as far as the red zone, that's also a matter of execution. Those details on when you're in the bigger part of the field, they matter just a little bit less. They hurt you a little bit less. It's not going to go yard unless you really mess up. But if you're slightly off of your P's and Q's in the red zone, that can be a touchdown instantly. This
is a team, your defense in particular, that was so good last year, no matter the adversity that you guys had to face, right? And every team deals with injuries. It doesn't feel like anybody had to deal with them in the manner in which your team had to deal with them. But what did that scenario, I don't know if it's teach you guys or allow you to learn about yourselves in that not only did you handle it, but you got yourselves into the postseason? Yeah. I mean, we faced down everything that came our way, and there was a lot of adversity down the stretch, but it really calloused us, mentally and physically, and allowed us to build some resilience. And I think that's something we need, especially for the younger guys, knowing that you can always be next up. You're 2 plays away from being up, whether you're the 3rd or 4th string guy. It could be your moment, whether you're going to be playing 30 plays or maybe even 60 plays if you turn into that starter. So be ready for any moment to have your shine or your name called, and a lot of guys did, and they stepped up and balled out. Week 1, you get Dallas. Any team, anyone that has Dallas, the spotlight that's going to be on you. You're from Dallas. This is a big deal, but here's what I didn't know. You told me your mom's going to be at the game, and I said, oh, and you said she's still a Dallas fan, and I said, well, not week 1, and you said what? 60-40. 60. Mom, what are we doing? Old habits die hard, at least for her. I mean, once I got into the league, fandomship died. So, my Dallas days are over, but still love playing the boys in blue. They got a lot of great players over there, but always excited for that match. I really am. What is that week going to be like? What are your conversations with your mom like that week? We might not have much conversation at all. Is she going to be like, hey, take it easy on him? I mean, obviously she's not, right? But this is a different meaning to you and your family than it is to a lot of the guys out here. Yeah, definitely a different meaning. I mean, most of my family, growing up, were Dallas fans. So, when we get there, I'm sure. When we get to that day, I'm sure it'll be, a lot of people cheering me on. But when they're on defense, they're probably gonna throw little fist pumps under the table to themselves. So it'll be a little bit of an inner conflict. Myles, we appreciate it. 8 years in the league, 8 years young in the league. Yes, is that the way to say it for you? Maybe 8 more. Maybe 8. Well, at the rate that you're going, Myles, that's not a very far stretch. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett.